Welcome to an episode of Viva, the crypto market update. Thank you for watching. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's been a while since I've done a market update, and I felt there's a few things going on in the world of crypto at the moment. I might just do a video. Again, apologies for those who have been subscribers of mine. I haven't been hiding with my head under the quilt. I have actually been house hunting for the last week, so I've been walking around properties, and as the week's gone on and my portfolio's got lower and lower, I'm just looking at cheaper and cheaper properties. So I might knock that on the head for a bit, but with everything going on, I think it was quite important that I cover off a few things that I want to talk about at the moment and kind of talk about what's happening at the moment, because I think a lot of people are fearful. They're running around looking at chat rooms, and I thought it was quite, it'd be quite useful just to cover a few things. Now, everything we discussed today is not financial advice. Crypto is very volatile. It's a very high risk market. So only invest money that you are prepared to lose, or money, more accurately, you're prepared to sit on should you lose. Now, the current markets at the moment are quite volatile. We've lost, at the moment, looking at this, however I can see, the market cap is currently at 478 billion. Quite interestingly though, BTC dominance is still sat in the 30s. I would have thought, obviously we're seeing people run to fiat at the moment, but I'm surprised that BTC isn't becoming a bit more dominant. So it'd be quite interesting to see how that plays out. Whatever you're holding, it's pretty much gone down, unless you Sidecoin. Pretty happy if you hold that. Smart Cash, holding stable. Neblio, Nexus. Well, that's taken a bit of a hit recently, so yeah, a lot of things have taken a hit. What interested me actually is having a look at the bottom 50. A lot of things have just kind of crept up. Quantum Stamp's come back up. 10x was sitting low, but it's coming back up again. So all in all, it's quite an interesting top 100. Now, what I want to do today is talk generally about the market, talk about a few opportunities. If you've got some feet on the sidelines, but also if you're holding BTC, you might find that it might still be a good opportunity to pick some alts up, that some projects that you've been really liking the look of, and kind of haven't done because you haven't lost as much by being sat in Bitcoin. That being said, anything that you're looking to hold over the next few weeks is going to be quite volatile. Have we seen the last drop? I don't think we have. We could potentially lose another 20%. We could stabilise around here. But I think looking at a lot of the actual coins, we are starting to see some stabilisation. So it'll be quite interesting. Now, one of the things that have really happened is, a lot of people saying, why have the markets fallen? No one, a lot of people are naming China. China's not been an issue. That happened months ago. Anyone who's on exchanges, been doing it against regulations. So the China news is just FUD. Korea was actually good news. They're looking to implement KYC, which a lot of the exchanges are going over to. If you're moving more than, I think, to Bitcoin and Binance, you've got to do KYC anyway. So I think what's going to happen is all the exchanges are going to go. I actually had my account locked down on Bittrex for 2 months, and I've only just had it unlocked because they wanted me to hold my passport up with a little card with a date on. So this is what we're going to start to see from the exchanges. So KYC is normal. So it's a bit like Coinbase anyway. So I think a lot of the reason we're seeing this drop is there's a lot of people, what I like to call lunch money investing. People are literally selling their cars to invest. We've got people borrowing money on mortgages to invest, and the minute that starts losing, they start getting worried because they're playing with money they cannot afford to lose. So then they take their losses. Now, if you're sat there and you don't need this money, you've got two choices. You either say, my risk tolerance does not fit this, I am not happy. If that is the case, you should never have invested in crypto, because this is always going to happen. This is going to happen again. This is the risk volatility. If you were investing in stocks and shares and you invested in the European smaller companies market, this same thing could happen. So whether it's crypto or whether you're investing in the stock market, it all comes down to your risk tolerance. Can you happily take that hit? If you can't, then get out of crypto. It's not for you. If you are, for me personally, I do not trade. I do not, I used to do a bit of momentum investing on the stock market, but for me, I found that has not always been successful for me. If I am successful at it, it takes over my life. I'm sat there watching it all the time, and I don't want to get into that. For me, I like value investing. I like investing in projects which I feel are going to do very well in the future. That's why I tend to invest in the top 100, maybe in the top 200, and in ICOs. I'm not going to pick around. There are some projects lower down in the coin market cap, but generally I'm looking for value. I only really invest in projects I think are going to do well going forward. Now, when times are bad like this, what you're going to do is you're going to start looking at your chat rooms. You're going to start talking to people, and one of the things I'm going to put in the link is we've got our Discord with Viva Crypto. So if you want to chat, if you want to talk, if you want to speak to me, if you want to speak to really well-educated people on our chat forum, come down into our Discord, join. It's kind of building up. It's still quite small, but come along, have a chat, and talk to sensible people. You've got to be careful when you go on these Telegram groups, you go onto the chat rooms, because there are trolls there. Now, I confronted the troll today on the Icon Telegram, who's literally saying Bitcoin's gone down to 9,000, it's going down to 8. If you look at CoinMarketCap, if you look at the markets, I think Bittrex at the time was 9,800. They're just spreading FUD. And I actually said to him, look, there's a few reasons you're doing this. You've sold out and you're trying to get a lower entry for yourself. B, you're a sad individual and you're just trying to pee everyone off. Or C, you just, you just hate crypto. You wanted to die. And he just said, yeah, all of the above. These people are just there to spread misery, because if they've sold and the market drops, it reinforces their decision to sell. It makes them feel better. So in some respects, it cannot, if you know that this is in my mind, this is a normal market correction based on the growth that we've had. And I'm actually happy in a little way, because if it was just to continue going up and up and up and up, you've got to say this is going to be a bubble. But when you have these market corrections, it reinforces this is a normal market and this is normal market conditions. There's no FUD out there. This is just normal stuff. So this is in a way a good thing. It doesn't feel like it when I look at Blockfolio, but it reinforces the fact that this, for me, is the future of money. A few thoughts really. Crypto noobs today. Sell, 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 sell. Me, just sat in my bags. I think it's quite important for me really, having an investment background. Although Warren Buffett, not a big fan of crypto, he also wasn't a big fan of Google, all the IT companies when they came up. But investing is investing. You should be fearful when others are greedy. People have been very, very greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. Now, if you've got fear sat on the sideline, money that you can park for the next 12 months, now might be a good time to enter the market if you were thinking about it. Hopefully, if you locked in those gains, you're sat there with your Starbucks, your Rolex, and your Lambo. If you haven't, you're like this guy. And if you are a Ripple investor, you're just wrecked. So the markets are the markets. Bitcoin is staying above 10,000. It has dropped below a little. Ethereum has been around the $900 mark. Dropped a little bit below. That is the biggest thing for me. Looking at Ethereum, I think there's a good opportunity. If it goes any lower, I'm going to plow in. A big fan of Ethereum. I think it's going to do very well. 2018. Ripple has been absolutely spanked over the last few days. It was up to about $3.80, I believe. Call it near $4. It's around there. Now down to $1. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Ripple. I don't think banks are going to take it up. I've been in banking for 12 years. Banks will always look at the most stable solution, and buying XRP is not a stable solution. A far more likely option in my mind is to look at a project like Chainlink. Current market cap about 210. They have a relationship with Swift, which means banks don't need to change what they're doing. Swift can tie everything up on the other end. Chainlink can come in, or Link can deal with the crypto in between. That for me is a far more likely option than the banks buying shed loads of Ripple. And also, XRP is the coin to the Ripple protocol. What is to stop, I don't know, HSBC creating their own crypto on Ripple? That's not really covered if you speak to any massive Ripple fan. So for me, I'm looking now at Link to take a bigger position. I think coming down, I was in Ripple about 17 cents. I sold around 40 cents, regretted it, and I think now is time to take a position again for the long term. What I'm going to start doing is, where I've tended to put a lot of money into one project, I'm going to try and match projects going forward. Now, Neo is a great project. I think we've started to see more and more ICOs come out on the Neo platform. A lot of people are seeing the congestion on Ethereum, CryptoKitties and all that. So I like Neo. I've started. I bought a little bit. When I say a little bit, I literally bought about 14 Neo when it was about $180. But now I think it's time to take a serious position. I was going to put some more into Apex ICO, so I thought it's going up, I'll just buy a little bit. So I've lost a bit on that, but I imagine I'll get that back soon before the ICO. But the other projects I'm looking at as a platform partner for Neo is I'm looking at Lisk. Now Lisk is actually about to relaunch in February. It was up to about $30. It's retraced to about 18. I took a position in it last night. I think the Lisk is Java based. A lot of people say it's a mobile phone app. It's not. It's actually a platform like Ethereum or Neo, but the language is actually in Java, so it means a lot more programmers can come to it. They're getting launched next month. They've got some actual projects in the pipeline that are going to be launched on Lisk. I think with the new wallet, the new rebrand, there's a lot going for Lisk. So I've taken quite a big position in Lisk. I'm probably going to match it with my Neo investment as well, so I should have an equal share in those two. I think another thing that's going to be quite big for 2018 for me as well is going to be decentralized exchanges. Now, my two favourite, I know a lot of people like OX, but for me, I quite like Loopring and I like Kyber. Now, Kyber's got a market cap of about 362 million, and Loopring's got about 419. So still quite small projects, both taken a sizable hit in the 20s. Kyber is actually has Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, as a advisor, and Loopring has Dongfei as an advisor, and he's actually the founder of Neo. So you've got Neo and Ethereum. Founders and creators, advisors for Loopring and Kyber, both decentralized exchanges, both going to be looking to do ERC20 tokens initially, but Loopring has the connection there with Neo. I do remember an article coming out saying that Loopring were having meetings with NEM as well, so seeing a few projects come out of NEM, that could be quite interesting. So for me, I think with the problem that exchanges are having, I think decentralized exchanges could potentially be the future. Another thing that does interest me as well is privacy coins. Now, my two favourite privacy coins, I have a position in 4 and Lux. Now, 4 is a privacy coin which is a fork of PivX. It's got about a 32 million market cap. They're quite ambitious. They're looking at smart contracts, atomic swaps, looking at having a decentralized marketplace. Really good project, good team, quite exciting, quite a low supply as well. So there's a total supply of 11 million for. I think circulating supply is 8 million, so I think they did burn some. I have to double check that. But great community on Discord. You can go on and have a chat with them. Lux as well, very similar. Both For and Lux are going to be SegWit coins. Lux is actually a privacy coin. Supply is 3 million. Circulating supply is about 874,000. They're looking to have a trading wallet, so you can do all your trades on the actual web wallet. Again, another SegWit coin. Quite an interesting project as well. Again, I think you can go and buy the big privacy coins like PivX and Monero, but I think that's if you get a really exciting project like this that you believe in, you think it's got a good team, this could be something for the long hold. Icon is one of my favourite projects. If you're not aware of what Icon is, it's based in South Korea. It's actually looking to connect all of the blockchains together, and also connect institutions such as universities, banks, insurance societies, so that if you walk into a hospital, you clock in, it automatically pays the relevant hospital. Banks and can operate and take payments through blockchain. So it's a very, very interesting project. Now, they've taken a big hit. It's from its high, it's probably halved. It was about $12. It's now about $6. There is the mainnet launch, which is going to be done through Binance Exchange, and they're going to be changing their ERC20 tokens over to the ICX token. There is also a conference at the end of the month on the 31st. So I think there's a lot of potential news coming on this one. For me, it's a long hold. I think this is going to be worth a lot of money in the future. My personal opinion, do your own research. But I'm a big holder, and this is my largest holding by far in Icon. So I think that is also another very, very exciting project. One of the projects I haven't spoken about, I have actually done a review video on it. And I recommend you have a look at it. But one of my favourite projects at the moment is actually Archain. Now, Archain is actually looking to be a platform, is looking to address the scalability issues. The actual highest point, I think it was about 270, and it's down to about 169 now. So it's lost $1 over the last few weeks. Archain is going to be a really, really good project. They're looking to address the scale issues through using something called row calculus, which is a new form of mathematics. They're also looking to use namespaces, which is almost like a URL based system to put together addresses, so it's not going around the whole of the nodes to actually find an address. And also they're looking to implement Casper, which is what they're implementing into Ethereum as part of the proof of stake. They've actually Vlad Zamfir of Ethereum is also on the board of Archain. So Archain's got a lot of things going for it. Again, it's probably my second largest holding in Archain. I'm a big believer in this project. If you are interested and want to learn a little bit more about it, then go on to our review videos and look up Archain. But yeah, have a look. And really to finish off the video, just want to touch on Bitconnect. Currently down 95%. Now, I haven't done a video on Bitconnect. I touched on it before. I've said I believe it's a Ponzi. I've never put a referral link at it. I've never even opened an account for Bitconnect just to see what it was like. Unfortunately, this was always going to happen in my mind. I'm sorry for anyone who's lost money. I don't want to see anyone lose money, but it was a bit obvious. I'm sorry if you put your life savings in there, if you've put a sizable amount of money in there, then you should never put too much in one crypto. This is always a risk. Even if you were to go buy banking shares, if you went and bought $10,000 worth of Bank of America shares, you are taking a risk. You've got one company, one industry. You don't do it. This was a really shady project from day one. So I'm really sorry, but in my mind, and I'm only talking from my personal views, this always scared me. I thought if Bitconnect got really, really big and it collapsed, it could affect the rest of the market. The fact that this has happened now, probably ran out of liquidity. It's better that it happens now instead of down the road when it hurts everyone. But again, let it be a lesson for all of us. And one of the things I felt we should have been better as a community, as a crypto community, is we should have regulated this better. We should have bombarded. You know, they're claiming that they were attacked on a regular basis from on a DDoS account. There's probably people in the crypto world, hackers, who didn't want this about because it was so shady. So sorry if you lost money, but you know, there is still a lot of value out there. Do your own research, find projects you believe in, look at what's about. There's some great YouTubers out there. Me personally, you know, I watch Box Mining, Crypto Daily, Data Dash. You can get a lot of information out there. Read white papers. If you are looking at a project, whether it's an established coin or an ICO, do your research. If you're willing to put thousands of dollars into a project, do some reading. It's not hard, but it's so important. Now, thank you for listening to me blabber on. I hope you enjoyed it. I know it's not easy. If you're here, you're hopefully here because you believe in crypto, not just because you're trying to make a quick buck. Hodl hard, hodl down, and we'll come out the other side. All the best. Best of luck to you all. See you soon.